the letter F. What is the letter F? What does that mean? I have been writing the word aiming as if that could work. It doesn't. Claiming as if that could work. It doesn't. There's not really any English word that would work to describe any of the letters of the alphabet. But the letter F, for measuring the subconscious mind and trying to understand what was found on the hieroglyph. I would remember my dreams. I would measure the timing of my thoughts. And that's how I came up with Stonehenge. That's how that's what really helped me in remembering Stonehenge. How to read the Egyptian stuff, understand that, and a lot of things. It really helped all over the place. And I put letters around my monitor. I found something online called the Stargate Project or something, and thought, wow, they must have been experiencing something similar to me, where there's synchronicity found. And so I can see why they ended that program. Makes a lot of sense. Because, I mean, what use would it have besides maybe allowing a man to feel more important? Having a secret to share or something like that, right? I mean, it's really important for people to know what hurt me as a child. My parents' divorce. There was other people out there coming across their pictures, using those pictures. There were people wanting to see them through the windows, peeping Toms. There was rich people coming across their pictures. There were famous people, maybe even royalty coming across their pictures. They deserve to know. They deserve to know. I deserve to know. I deserve to know. And I don't really know if they even knew. Or what they knew. And I'm not going to pretend to. But what I do know is that my name is found there with Fort Meade. And that makes a lot of sense. That my name would appear. Because my last name means meadow. And it makes me feel like the Grim Reaper. Since I'm always coming across television, I've never had time to watch it really like other people. Because all my time goes into coming up with the best ideas for people for what I call A-rated films that has the intention of the audience providing the most helpful echo for their location and gravity. And also R-rated additions to already existing films to help. Because I want to earn the freedom of expression. And I don't believe in the thought police. I don't believe in being a control freak. I believe in freedom. I believe in addition. I believe that people will all come to the same conclusions. Where they are found because they are in different locations. And I believe that people will wake up. That they will realize Holly was my best friend as a child. And Holly would be different than a girl that grew up in the city. Because she had more space. And she was allowed to be more like a boy. So I am located right now in Los Angeles, the city of angels. But how could it possibly be a city of angels if this one isn't discovered? This right here has been a mark that has represented communication. They have used it all over the world because I had a thought at one point in my life that meant it means communication. Because they are sharing light with me. And they are also sharing the future in this planet. And I brought a gift that is not being forced upon them, but they would be allowed to accept it. And their great-great-great-grandchildren may embrace it with everything in providing the best echoes for us now and those before us, while everybody dies with a pre-death funeral someday, because nobody wants to be, stuck with nothing but never saying goodbye and a will. That hurts. Maybe somebody like William, the King of England, would understand more than anybody else in some ways, because of the murder mysteries or other things that people have enjoyed. Freedom of expression is really important, but it can also be hurtful. I am not the kind of person that would support sharing something negative about another person without that person being there. Because how could it possibly be constructive? But I am an American, so I can't pretend to understand what it's like to be somebody from a different country. I've never had a reason not to obey people. When people tell me things, it's been to help me. Or I guess to help themselves. but yeah, freedom of expression is something to earn. And even with the most horrible film that I've ever seen, I think that Faces of Death should be illegal immediately. Because I believe the dolphins actually killed them all. And by allowing it to be seen tomorrow, you're the one killing them all. Don't try to say that it's, America doing it, when America is actually always for other countries. So please, stop trying to keep stuff to yourself, or to just a group of people, or just your friends, or contacts on Facebook or whatever. Why not bring the issue to the person that it involves? Teaching people that it's okay to share things that the person that it's about would not want that is not normal. And it should not have been accepted as normal. But people were previously sending for a non-human influence. And it is not effective for gathering information. It has not been effective because they have been sending for bacteria. When a person stops to do something, like look at what's on their phone, or look at what's on their computer, or anything like that, they tend to do it west of bacteria and trash more than other locations. Why? Because we are human hosts. So I urge you to stop doing that. Stop helping something that's not human. And give yourself enough pride to be saved. Understand that people will forgive you. Understand that you're not alone. And that it's possible that we may not even ever be able to understand another person when it comes to their identity, like they will understand themselves. Even if I get married to someone and have children with her, I'm never going to pretend to know her as much as I know that she knows herself. It will always be something that is worked for, that is an effort, that is an experience. And it is always something that should be growing or helping or not abusive. Because what can happen through identity is dangerous. Do you think that I deserved, or anybody in my family, do they deserve how I could characterize them from everything I know. What if I was on Facebook sharing stuff all over the place about them that they didn't want to hear? How would it possibly be constructive if they were never able to read the wall? What's the point? So, if you use Facebook, it starts with the letter F, I urge you to do more to wake up the owner for the importance of changing the word friend to contact immediately in all languages. Because all these people are sharing gravity with other people, and we don't want lag to be making people go crazy and thinking all this stuff is going on that's not actually going on, and then, come up with whatever they come up with that could be having consequences we were not aware of and are not really something worth measuring compared to something healthy to focus on. So, wake up to what happens when you look at another person. We are forced to start at our location, at one location, in our central location, when we are going anywhere. So it's always going to start as another version of myself. And no matter what this person has done, no matter what character I have assigned this person, it doesn't mean that they're stuck in that. And it doesn't mean that I was right. It may not even mean that it happened by that person because of how we have always been human hosts, what has been programming us, and how we have been tricked to cross a line for something not human. Pleasure is human, has been human, but it can also be something that angers someone to the point of saying that's not human. Because I don't want to be involved in the kind of pleasure that causes pain. But I do. Because I want to live again. And what brought me here is over 1 million years old and I haven't died yet. And I've had this reoccurring dream of brides upset that it wasn't fair because I haven't come across them. But I have age. I have stuff to worry about. Time. Is it really wise to wait until for 10 more years to start being married with children? Or should I get going now? So, understand how important it is to stop trapping ourselves in an identity. And this can start with Adam Square. Adam Square is found in Glendale. Amber Glen is found in Portland. And the word Glen, if you use the language of Adam, would mean guiding the work that needs to be done in order to be loved. Like playing a song to win a person's love, or to win their selection, to win their attention. That's the best word for Glen. Glendale together would mean passing it along with other people, sharing it with other people. And the word ale would suggest that I perform or in bars or something like that. It's very magical what you will find with the language of Adam. Something that every person deserves to have. And every person will. Eventually. If they choose to come this way and give me some of their attention. For too long, my attention hasn't been... people have not given me attention, and that I must assume was for the best, and I must make sure that my right to express myself is there. That we are able to learn from our mistakes. And that somebody who has lied or who has made a mistake, it doesn't mean that they are trapped as that person. It doesn't mean that they are always going to fail. It doesn't mean that a person who lied is a liar. It doesn't mean that a person who murdered is a murderer. When a murder happened, there was more going on. A lot more than people knew. And it is important for us to come together and understand the origins of thought so that stuff like hurting ourselves and other people stop happening. So please understand the importance of the letter F. That comes from what I called aiming. Aiming. I mean, how do you describe the letter F? Aiming is a makes sense. It's like looking for where to mark a territory would be maybe one of the best ways to describe the letter F. The letter F would be like a parent in the forest thinking, okay, I need to mark the locations that my children might find when they're playing that says, you've gone too far, you have to go back. You only need 3 of them. Triangulate a location, and you know it's out there, very bright and easy to notice. Those are the origins of flags. And now you know what a letter F is. And so, when you find 2 of them together, someday it'll no longer be friendly fire. It will just mean I found what I was looking for. It was something to claim, or something that was marked, or something that has ownership. Does that make sense?